Well, Greg, last show of the season, huh?
Yeah, and you know what? We couldn't have asked for anything better. You know, we paid our dues because we've had a couple shows that have been rainy. And you know what?
The old show.
We're shooting this show in the end of October.
October.
And I'm out here in t-shirt. You're out here in short sleeve shirt.
Retro look today from past.
Yeah, we are out at Angels for Animals in Canfield address. Well, it's kind of the Canfield, Columbiana, North Lima, Green Township, whatever you want to call it. We're out here at Angels for Animals, first annual. What is it? Cats. Cars, Cats, and Canines. Okay, yeah. I can never get CCC, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a heck of an event today.
Yeah.
This is the first one, and I guess they plan on doing it every year. And what a perfect weather today.
Yeah.
My God, it's got to be 74 degrees in the middle of October. Well, it's beautiful out here today.
Yeah, you know, let's try to get Diane Less on.
Okay.
She is the co-founder of this, and the reason why we're here is they're trying to raise money to keep this place going. I mean, you know, it's a staple in the community here in the Mahoning Valley, and we need to keep that for our animals.
They should have called it today Cars, Cats, Canines, and Bees.
The bees, yeah, the bees
I just had one on.
Yeah, I know they've been flying around us.
Those guys are all over the place.
Yeah. Anyway, I think you should go that way.
Okay. And what about you? You going to go that way?
Yeah, I'm leaving. All right.
I'm looking forward to this show.
Yeah.
This is the last show of the season, and we've had a great year so far. And you know, I think we should go inside and check it out.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm not going to push you this time.
Oh, thanks a lot. With me, I have Sam Flynn here from the Flynn Auto Group, right?
Hi, Rick. How you doing?
Good. How's it going? You're one of the coordinators of this.
I am one of the coordinators for Cars, Cats, and Canines today, and I don't know if you want to turn around and show them what we got going on, but we have a ton of cars here right now,
yeah, it's
and
packed.
we're totally out of space.
Where are you gonna put them at?
I don't know what the plan is at this point, but that's always a good problem to have when you're having a car show, is to just have it.
You know, you got the perfect weather today too.
Exactly.
We're very
blessed.
70 degrees right now. The sun's shining, and
that's right.
You got a lot of exotic cars here today, huh?
Exotic, muscle, classic. You know, just it's what you see in the area, man. This is Ohio. It's northeastern Ohio.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't see them. People keep them in the garages and everything, you know. And
that was my big concern. I'm like, you know, we're getting later in the season, and people started telling me, oh, I'm going to put my car away for winter. And I'm like, don't you do that. Don't you do that. I'm like, we got one more season closer that you got to come out to. And I've been praying for weeks and weeks. I'm like, I hope the weather is good for this show.
Last week we had snow too.
I know. And then we get blessed with like 72 degrees and sunny. I'm like, man, we could not be any more lucky.
So what did you bring today, Sam?
I brought, this is my 09 Rocket Bunny GTR.
These things are awesome. Huh?
They are quick.
Yeah.
They're quick. They definitely keep up with traffic. And I have this car here. And then we also have a very special car that came out of the collection. I believe it's an 04 SSC Ultimate Aero. And what's cool about that car is it was the world's fastest car for a number of years. They called it the Bugatti Killer. I think it did 257 mile an hour.
What is that?
SSC Ultimate Aero. SSC being Shelby Supercar of America.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they just came out with a car in the last year, and it is the fastest car in the world. So that's what they do. And that was one of 2 concept models that they ever made.
Wow. Just had it made in the United States?
Made in the United States. I believe Vegas, I think is where they do those.
I was thinking it was a Lambo or something, no?
I know, it looks like a Celine.
Yeah,
it looks like a Celine, but under the back is a LS. So still, if you want to go fast in this world, you put an LS in the car.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
You
sure, for sure. How fast you go in this GTR here?
Oh, of course, I don't speed.
Oh, no,
I don't do any
like
of
in
that,
your
right?
dreams or something.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 10 over,
Yeah,
but no, the car's quick enough.
Yeah,
It's very, very fast.
Those things roar.
Yep.
Those things roar. So what do you think, Sam? Is this going to be an annual thing now?
By the looks of it, yes.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think the most important thing for us to do would probably be figure out a bigger venue. I was really excited to have it on the premise of Angels for Animals so everyone could see what the shelter's about, you know, the mission
Sure.
at hand. But after looking at what's going on here right now and seeing how many people are here, we might have to move this thing to a bigger venue because it's clear to me people love cars and they love animals.
Sure.
You know, we got a great showing today.
We might have to cut the corn stalks down.
Seriously, I tried. A month ago, I was talking to Diane Less here, and I said, when are they going to take the corn down? I said, we could park cars
Park
there.
them
And
there,
she's
yeah.
like, Sam, you think you're going to get that many cars? And I said, people love cars and love animals. They'll be here. I said, if
you
the
got
weather
the weather,
works,
yeah.
if the weather works, they'll be here.
It's all about the weather,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. Thanks,
So,
Sam. Thank you very much.
appreciate you,
Okay,
Ray. Thanks
bud.
for coming
You
out.
got it. You've probably seen this mug before. Adam Pratt from Youngstown's Rust Belt Revival Club.
Youngstown Cycle and Speed.
Youngstown Cycle and Speed. And today, what are you sporting today here?
I got my 1978 Jeep CJ5. Been with me my whole life, so
It's all stock, it looks like, huh?
yeah, it's bone stock.
what have you done to it? Or you did everything to it, looks like.
Yeah, I've like touched every nut and bolt on this thing. It's a brand new frame up. It's running a 401 AMC V8. Switch it over to T176 4-speed Dana 300. Wide tracks. It's an old 4WD fiberglass body.
It's fiberglass body.
Yeah, that was put on, like we did that in 1996.
Ghost flames on it and everything.
Yeah, the paint job's actually been on there since 2002. So
It's holding up quite well.
yeah, I was gonna repaint it in a couple years, but now it's like a kind of a game. I want to see how long I can get it going before it rubs through.
So tell me the history behind this.
So history behind this, my dad brought this Jeep home in 1980. It came out of Butler, Pennsylvania. I fell in love with it instantly. I was 3 years old at the time. I remember the day he brought it home, you know. I came running out, climbed up the back bumper into the back seat. So he drove it, I think, for around 13 years, back and forth to work. You know how these things were, the bodies rotted off of them.
Oh, sure.
1988, he had the whole Jeep repainted, had the bodywork all redone, drove it for another couple of years. 1992, he sold it. It stayed in town, luckily, so I knew the guy. So 9 months later, he actually surprised me, took the money out of my drawer that I was saving. I was 16 at the time. I was at work, I come home, and this was sitting underneath my bedroom window, like in the moonlight. It was awesome. So basically, we got it running that weekend. We didn't have plates or anything at that point because he didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. So I used to slap an old plate on it and wash it up and just drive around the neighborhood with no roof on, just because it was fun, you know what I mean? Drove it all through high school, and then once I graduated, that's when I started getting serious. The body went on. Straight 6 come out, a 304 went in it, and it started getting put away in winters and taken care of. So
304 Ford.
no, 304 AMC.
Oh, AMC?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Looks good, Howard.
Thanks.
Looks very good. Hey, yeah, you guys had a nice car show a couple weeks ago, huh?
Yeah, we tried. Better turnout if it didn't rain, you know, but it is what it is. It's only
It was a
water.
Great show. Here we go. We got Joe Pratt here, Adam's dad here. Tell me about the Jeep, how you bought it and everything.
I used to work out of town,
Yeah.
and I needed four-wheel drive naturally for the winters. Well, this kid in Butler had this for sale. He never drove it. So I bought it off of him, and I drove it for 13 years back and forth, and over the years naturally deteriorated and stuff. And
They all did that. They all rust buckets, yeah.
and I had the body fixed and painted, and then it got to the point where it was just starting to go again, so I got rid of it. And nobody was too happy with me and the family. Luckily, it stayed in town, and like 9 months later, 10 months later, the guy I sold it to, he didn't like it at all. I bought it back off of him. Adam bought it back off of him. And it's been a project ever since. You know, just him and I worked on it when he was home, and then he did everything, put a new frame under it and stuff. And
Looks good.
yeah, it does. It does. He did a nice job on it. I'm glad it stayed in the family.
Sure.
And then it's going down to his daughter. So,
After.
so it'll be a third generation that gets it.
With me, I have Diane Les she's the co-founder of Angels for Animals down here in Canfield, Columbiana.
We're out in the country, but we're in the middle of everything and right off of Route 11, so we're really easy to get to from, honestly, the whole side of the state.
This is one heck of a building you got here, you know that? My gosh.
Yeah, it's a $13 million facility.
Wow.
It's a full-service vet clinic, animal shelter, and we have our education hall where today all the food and raffles and stuff are in there.
Uh-huh. How old is this building?
Well, we moved into the veterinary hospital 2 years ago in May.
Okay.
So it's
It's a
pretty,
brand new
still
building
pretty
then.
new, yes.
Wow.
And the animal shelter and hall were built, they broke ground in 2000. We moved in 2002.
Tell me a little bit about the building. What do you do here? You spay and neuter animals? And
Well, that we have a full-service vet clinic. You can
Okay.
bring your pets here for their shots, for sick visits. We cater to owners' pet euthanasia here because we have our own crematories.
Oh, geez. You got the
So
phone on you.
everything that goes on here, huge spay-neuter clinic too. We
Yeah.
do 60 to 70 procedures a day.
Wow.
And we have 2 full-time surgeons, and everything we do in that building is revenue to support the shelter. This is my death plan. Up until this point in time, since 1990, I've raised the money in all private, no government assistance here.
You don't have any locals, nothing like that?
No,
It's all
no.
private
In
money.
fact, we tried to get COVID money.
Uh-huh.
They wouldn't give us that either.
Yikes.
So this serves the whole region. Anyone can use these services, and not one tax dollar is ever spent on it. So it's amazing.
It sure is.
All supported by the community. And you know, people built this building. I mean, it is a completely different fundraiser. You can see the thermometer over there. It's actually a little better than that. We're a little over 8 million right now, but Diane hasn't gotten up the ladder to paint the red. But anyway, we still need to raise some money to finish us off. We have a $650,000 loan we'd love to get rid of. So, but you know, honestly,
Hopefully this car show will help you out a little bit, huh?
it will. And honestly, I mean, we're doing really well, and we're very pleased.
Say if I wanted to adopt a dog or a cat, what do I do?
You go online, you fill out a pre-adoption questionnaire, send it in, and they'll make an appointment for you. We do everything by appointment so that we can give you a lot of attention. Because adopting a dog or cat, that's a 12 to 20 year commitment.
Sure.
How many people stay married that long? Okay.
I was married 29 years before I lost my wife.
25. Anyway, the point is, it's a huge commitment, a lifelong commitment, and our goal here is to get every dog and cat into a permanent loving home. Right now, our battle in the dog kennel is COVID dogs. All these people went out and got dogs during the COVID.
Right.
And then they couldn't take care of them when they went back to work. The dogs are
They're a lot of work. They're a lot of work, yeah.
And these poor dogs did not get socialized. They did not get training because everything was closed down. And they're in bad shape. And we're here trying to rehab them and get them into a permanent loving home. The good news is none of Angel's dogs came back from COVID because we were very careful. We're always very careful. And we've had comments like, oh, it's easier to adopt a child than a pet from you. We want the pet to stay in that home. That is the whole idea.
How about a website? You got a website we can get in touch with?
We do. It's angelsforanimals.org, and it's got all the information on it.
Phone number and everything?
You betcha.
Do you have pictures? Say I want to adopt a dog. You have pictures of the dogs on there?
All the dogs and cats pictures are on there too.
I understand you got a lot of cats.
We've got 900 cats in our system. The cat problem is completely different from the dog problem. Cats are in our society about a full generation behind. People just don't spend the money or give the attention to cats. The cat problem we have is not really pet cats. Most people fix their pet cats because they don't want those undesirable smells and behaviors.
Yes.
But those outside cats that are free-roaming cats, people want to feed those cats. Great.
Yeah.
Take care of them. Either get them fixed yourself or bring them here and surrender them.
Right.
Unfortunately, right now, not an option. We have not turned away any animals till this year. In 2019, we were taking every cat 24/7, saving all the adoptable ones. This year, we had to actually turn them away because during COVID, people got extremely apathetic about these animals. And I'm telling you, it's going to take us a while to get caught back up, but we've got plans. We're going to have a huge spay-neuter event in January and February and try to get these guys before they start littering next year. So we're already working on the problem that will occur a year from now.
Do you do anything else besides dogs and cats?
Not too much. We dabble in other animals. You know, our crematory serves, like I cremated a rabbit this week. I get guinea pigs, rats, snakes, birds, you know. I dabble in horses. I have a rescue horse. You know, and we work with anybody to help animals. We love animals, but dogs and cats are the main thing.
Diane, thank you very much for
Oh,
your time.
thank you, Rick.
You got a beautiful day for a car show.
Oh my God,
this is the
can you
first
believe this?
first annual.
First annual.
Great.
So it looks to me like it's going to keep going.
Yeah, we got a perfect day today. It's going to be about 74 degrees out there, no rain. You just got it made today.
And God blesses us,
Yes.
seriously.
Yes.
And this is evidence.
With me, I got Jack Harnett from Cortland, Ohio, in his stock 2012 Corvette, or no, 1963 Corvette.
It's a 1963 carbon fiber body on a 2012 Grand
There's
Sport.
nothing stock about this car.
The only thing stock is the drive line and the interior. The rest of it's all custom built.
Where'd they build this at?
Lakewood, Washington, company called CRC. They made them, they started in 2000. They made 4 different models, a 58, a 62, I believe a 67 convertible, and then the last model was a 63 split window coupe.
So this has got the LS3
Stock LS3.
out of a 12. Basically, this is a Corvette 12, a 2012 Corvette, right? The chassis and everything.
It's a 2012 Grand Sport. They pull the body off and put this body on it.
Which is all carbon
fiber, correct.
And it's what's so different about the body? Is it wider?
It's
longer?
wider, it's a little bit longer. They bring the body down to match the windshield. So they make this body fit the 2012 frame.
It looks like it's stock, but it sure, it looks like it's got the stock body, but it sure isn't stock when you look at it.
No, it's definitely not stock. It's definitely a conversion.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
You have to send a donor car to them, and then they'll do the conversion for you.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yes.
Out of where'd you say it was?
Lakewood, Washington.
They are not there anymore.
Nah, they're unfortunately going out of business.
How many of these did they make?
14.
This is it. What number is this?
Number 5. It's on the inner fender there. It's number 5 out of 14.
So how'd you acquire this?
One of the owners found it for me in Houston, Texas.
Were you looking for one?
I looked for one for 3 years, couldn't find one. And I flew to Texas, looked at the car, bought the car, and drove it home.
Fell in love with it.
Fell in love with it.
Of course, I saw it this morning. I go, oh, like that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I said, this is definitely not stock.
No, it's...
You can just see how it looks wider and looks. Is it a little longer also?
Yeah, it's a little longer, it's a little wider.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, they dropped the roof line down a little bit to match the windshield on the 2012.
Gives it a nicer look.
But they did a beautiful job.
Yes, they did. It's
a shame that the company's no longer in business.
How's it run for you?
It drives absolutely brand new.
Okay, my favorite question of all, how fast have you had her?
160.
160? And it probably had more pedal, huh?
Oh, it had more pedal, but I'm not going any faster. That's fast enough.
Yeah, that is. How did it handle for you at 160?
Like a dream.
Yeah, wonderful. Hey,
Yep.
Ed, thank you very much for showing us
Thank
your
you.
car. What a beautiful car. I love it. With me here on Street Scene, I got Ron Dugan from Boardman, Ohio, in his 51 Ford Custom Line.
Yes, convertible.
What a beauty!
Thank you, thank you.
This is
It is a
this is
beauty.
really cool. I think I'd look pretty good in this. My arm on the door there and everything, and cruising down the road. Got
Well-
302 in this baby.
Yeah, this car is built to look like an old car, but
Yeah.
the chassis, the drive line is all brand new. I mean, it's made to drive like a new car. And it does. I mean, you can go down the road 70 mile an hour like you don't even nobody's business.
Yeah, but the 302 in it. This is really cool. Really nice color to it and everything.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
a stock color?
It is not.
No?
I don't even know what red it is because the car originally was like a tan color. I looked up the code, but
Okay.
I'm not a red fan, but I'll tell you, when the sun hits this, it glows. I mean, it's just
Resell
gorgeous.
red. People love red cars.
Yeah.
Believe me.
And the interior. I wasn't wild about the interior when I got it. You know, I mean, it had to, because I like vinyl. I would have put white vinyl, but the car was already done. And when I got it from my buddy Howie, it had the tweed interior, which I hated, but it had black carpet and just wasn't nice.
You changed it.
I changed
personally.
everything up, went to the beige carpet, and everything came together. Now it looks like a 50s Cruiser,
Yeah, it sure
which
does.
is what I like. You know, everybody's into this new stuff. I still like the 50s.
Sure. It's lowered and everything.
Yes, I lowered it down. I put the lake pipes on it. I put the spotlights, and it changed the
Pipes
mirrors.
open?
Not yet.
Not
They're
yet.
going
You
to
can
be though.
open 'em?
Oh yeah, I'm going to open them. Yeah, yeah. You can't have lake pipes that don't look good. If they don't work, you can't have fake
So
lake
if
pipes.
someone wants to see this live, you hang out down what? Lowville, right?
That
You got-
goes. Yeah, the car goes all over the local shows. Yeah, the local shows, and I get to see it on the road. I drive my cars. They don't sit. Yeah, when I own a car, I drive it. I have fun with it.
What kind of hubcaps are those? Those old caddies?
No,
No?
those are actually they are off of an old Plymouth
Okay.
with the spinner caps and the bullets added to them. Yeah, they're actually an aftermarket hubcap. I bought those when I got the car. It just had stock hubcaps on it, and I went to the the Chrysler hubcap, and it really looks sharp on the car.
Yeah, it does. It really looks good.
On the
Looks
back
good.
too. I had to cut the bullet off to fit them under the skirts in the back. But I hate to have different hubcaps on the back. And you still do see the flipper, and when you're going down the road, that flipper really looks nice.
302, you built it up at all?
I didn't do anything. I detailed under the hood, changed the valve covers, put the caddy air cleaner. I had all this stuff from other cars. 'Cause I've been doing this for 40 years. I've been building cars. And I'm a pack rat. I got stuff laying everywhere.
So this was originally a convertible. It wasn't a hardtop.
It was always a convertible. Yeah, it's an original 51 Ford convertible. And now that I think about it, I told you it was a custom line. It's a deluxe.
It's a deluxe,
It
okay.
is a deluxe, and I just seen it on the fender. And I should know that. I've had about 5 of these. And when Howie got this car, he originally wanted a pink and white convertible that he couldn't really put a deal together, so he bought this. Well, after he bought this, and he already paid the guy, and it's coming, the pink one, the guy said, I'm going to sell it to you. So he ended up selling him the pink one. So he offered me this, and I said, no problem, I'll take it, because I didn't have a car. So I ended up with this little car, and
Howie always ends up with some pretty neat cars. You know that.
he gets cars. He loves cars.
He knows his cars.
And he knows what sells. He knows what looks good.
We've run into Howie numerous times down Lowville, and every time we see him, he's got this
That's his
beautiful.
Auburn picture right
Oh, so that's his Auburn.
That's
Okay.
Howie's Auburn. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's Howie's Auburn. Yeah, he come out with me, and
He gets the flashy cars, doesn't he?
he's like me. He likes that 50s look. He likes the white walls. He likes the fancy stuff. Yeah, we just haven't gotten into he's bought several new Corvettes, and he gets tired of them right away. He loves the way they look, but when you drive them, and I have a Mustang too. I have a 2011 Mustang California Special, and it's all beefed up, and it's a hot rod, but it's just not like driving this car. Sure. It just isn't. It's fast.
This is definitely a head turner. People look at this and go, "What is that?" You know? And
Yeah, I just love it. I put the little visors over the headlights, so they kind of look like a 53 Caddy now. I love the bullets on the 51.
Sure, and that's all nice done, nice chrome and everything.
Chrome's all nice on.
Lucky you didn't have to chrome that, because that stuff
you
is.
couldn't afford it.
No.
Trust me, I've done it. Yeah, when I started out with these, I used to get bumpers replated for $200. The last car I did.
You get a couple bolts for that much now.
It was almost $900 a bumper. Yeah, and finding somebody to do it. Sure. That's another problem. Yeah.
You have to go out of town for that anymore.
You're watching Street Scene.
With me, I have Ken Donaldson with his '69 Bronco.
Bronco.
I think it's a Bronco.
Yeah.
Huh? It looks like it.
Sort of.
This thing's awesome, man. What do you got in this thing?
It's a 363 cubic inch small block Ford. It's done by Bischoff or BES Race Engines down in Indiana. It's got a 671 competition supercharger on it and a bird catcher fuel injection unit on methanol.
How many horsepower are you pushing?
Between 12 and 1300 right now.
You got a lot of torque. That's what you're after. This is what, a sand racer. Is that what they're called?
Sand drag.
Sand drags. Okay. And where do you do that at?
Rogers, Ohio, and Lisbon. Rogers is called Bull Run Raceway, and Lisbon is Tri-County Four-Wheelers. And then we race all over the country, too.
Oh, okay.
Michigan, Cincinnati, Virginia, lived out in Missouri. Quite a few different tracks.
So how'd you get into doing that?
Grew up doing it. My dad was actually one of the founders of East Coast Four-Wheel Drive Association, and he's been racing since I was like 6 years old. So
You just chip off the old block.
yeah,
man.
yes.
This is awesome. I heard you come in here and I go, what the heck is that thing? That thing's awesome. I was going to say, I looked at the back tires and I go, this isn't a street rod or anything like that. So
Eventually, it will be my street toy. I'm going to put street tires on it when I get done racing.
yeah,
and-
because I don't think you can go too far with those tires.
No, not at all.
Not too comfortable
No,
anyway.
that's for sure.
So how long have you had this?
I built it 3 years ago.
Okay. So you built this from scratch then, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. I had a friend that had the part of a chassis, and I started from that and just kept building on it until it ended up as this.
Looks good. Well, this is something, I'll tell you. This is really
different.
Yeah, yes, it is different.
Different.
I tell you. It's a show catcher. It's an eye catcher.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how fast do you get this thing on the dirt? The
It
sand?
runs 300 feet and just a little under 100 miles an hour.
Okay. Is that fast?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
The fastest cars that we run with down there, the top alcohol stuff is running like 112, 114 mile an hour.
Okay.
But they're big dragsters with, blown Hemis and stuff in them, and
Right.
top alcohol style like you'd see at the drag strip, basically.
Is there like an association you can get charged in touch with, or is there a website or anything like that?
There used
If people are interested in this stuff.
A lot of the stuff is actually used to be done by East Coast Four-Wheel Drive Association, and I'm sure they have a website at EC4WDA. But a lot of the tracks now have gone with no associations, but they all kind of, I don't know, not compete with each other, but there's quite a few tracks all around the country, and a bunch of us all run a circuit. It's not really called anything, no.
Is there any money involved in it?
Oh yeah, just
That helps.
yeah. The race I was at last weekend was about a $4,000 purse to win,
Okay.
so it's not too bad.
Okay, that's about your gas. Pays for your gas.
Yeah, and travel
What
out
are you
there.
using it? What kind of gas?
Methanol,
Methanol?
100% methanol.
Ken, thanks for showing us your ride here. This is awesome. How much does this weigh?
2,430 pounds.
Angels for Animal car show here in, is this Canfield? Or is
North
this
Lima, Canfield address.
Yeah, it's a
But
Canfield address.
Yeah, it's right off Route 46 on Route 165.
Yeah.
So if you're from the Mahoning Valley, and for a first annual show.
My gosh, some of the cars they pulled in there, unbelievable.
Well, Vinny, the Flynn group really kind of started this idea, and Vinny Barbone, friend of the street scene, has really got a hand in this, and you got to give it a hand to them because they really did good.
Sure. Yeah, they sure did. I'll tell you, for a first show like this, even for a 10th show, just some of the cars.
Even for a 40th show, for some of these, yeah.
Some of these exotics that come out here, I've never seen so many of them together, in one spot. And there's a lot of hot rods here. I think we saw, one rat rod.
Yeah.
But we got our share of those.
There we go. Somebody's getting a ticket. But it's cool.
We saw our share of rat rods a couple weeks ago at the Rust Belt Revival, but there was one of them here. But there's a lot of nice stock cars here and stuff like that.
But the whole idea was to raise funds and money for Angels for Animals because they do have a brand new building that's only 2 years old that they have to pay the bills on, and they don't get any government funding. They don't get it's all privately donated. It's not out of tax dollars, so they still have to get the money.
This is a $10 million building.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And if you haven't been here, you got to walk inside it because it's incredible. You can't even imagine. And the stuff they do to dump back into the community is amazing.
You know what, Greg? You threw this show at me a couple weeks ago. We were going to do this, and I said, "Heck yeah, I'm up for it." But I didn't think it was going to be this nice.
Let's put it this way: nobody did because we've had run into how many people. Even the organizer. You heard from Sam Flynn. He didn't expect this.
Yeah.
They're already thinking of moving the show somewhere else with a bigger parking lot just to raise funds for this.
They're parking them everywhere.
Yeah, it's good.
Just to park them, yeah.
That's a good problem to have.
Well, the weather had a lot to do with it. Here we are in, the mid to almost end of October, and it's like a summer day out here,
It's fine with me. It can stay like that all winter.
It's beautiful. You know what, Greg? This is our last show of the season. I think we had a heck of a season, and this is great.
We did the most shows this season than we've ever had in one
And you didn't
season.
have a schedule this year either. Greg usually makes a schedule of, okay, we put a schedule together around January, December, when we start piecing it together.
We pulled it out of our butts this year.
We winged it, yes, we
so
did.
maybe we'll do that next year too. We probably will because I cannot keep anything straight anymore.
Can you believe this is the end of 14 years of street scene?
14 years of street scene, and you know what? We want to keep going, so you know what? Please support us.
Yeah.
In doing street scene and watching these, because again, you're going to be seeing this during Christmas, but again, in future years, you're going to see this show a lot.
Over and over again. Good. It's just a pleasure just to do this for the neighborhood channel, Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. I'm just glad they kept me on this long,
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
I shouldn't have said that. When I said it, I said
yeah, you probably jinxed yourself. For Rick Guerrera, I'm Greg Roten.
Hey,